Howdy y'all, and welcome to Chad playing Satisfactory Plus Season 2. Alright guys, I got a good night's sleep after landing on the planet in the last episode and working hard to complete the poop program. That's right, we completed the poop program. Alright, so we need to work on a couple of things. One is we are out of stuff to burn, so we need to go get more stuff over, well, hang on a second, out yonder, right? We need some more grass, we need some more woods and stuff like that. However, while I was drinking my space coffee and thinking about things, I kind of looked off in the distance with my binoculars, and I noticed that there was some stuff on top of that mound over there, and there appears to be some sort of spaceship or something over yonder, so I want to investigate that too. So that's two things that we need to work on. The other thing is we're in the desert, and the machines don't do too well sitting on this sand. It gets into everything, it bogs it down, and you know. So I was looking in here, and yeah, I think unlocking foundations and walls would probably be a good thing, and 10 extra slots in my pocket wouldn't be a bad thing either. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna head on down this way and go get some grass and some wood, and maybe I'll find one of those loot boxes that I was talking about. And while we're running out here, hey guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the notification bell, that way you can get notification about when new content comes out about Satisfactory Plus, and you'll be up to date on what's going on. It doesn't cost you anything, it's absolutely free. And if you change your mind, you can always hit the unfollow button later. It all helps, and I appreciate it. All right, we're back over here, guys, and yeah, so I was kind of wanting just to, we're just gonna run around here, and I'm just gonna stuff my pockets with as much as it's just stuff as I could possibly get. So give me, I don't know how long it's gonna take, but give me some time and we'll be back in a little bit. Alright guys, here's they're open supply boxes. I call them loot boxes, and you'll find them every now and then, and just pick up all the containers, and that's why it's like a piñata, right? We got lucky. Alright, let me take a look at what we got in here, and yeah, let's gather a little bit more. Alright, I think that's gonna be enough. my E button's getting tired, and yeah, it's starting to get warm out here, so let's see what we got. I think this will be enough stuff for right now, so we're going to go ahead and head back to the hub, and I think we could turn this into a better burning thing. Not 100% sure if we've unlocked it, but I'll see you guys at the hub. Alright, we're back at the hub. Let me check in here, and sure enough, we can turn 3 wood into 8 biomass, and we can change 10 leaves into 5 biomass, and the biomass will burn more efficiently. So I'm going to go ahead and handcraft this really quick into biomass so we can put it in the burners, and we don't have to go out quite as often to gather stuff. Alright, we're going to go ahead and head on over and investigate that stuff that I pointed out that looked like a ship out there. Maybe we have neighbors over here and we got someone to talk to, right? And help us do stuff. or give us the lay of the land, or we're just gonna have to figure it out ourselves. Okay, this isn't looking very promising. Okay, so yeah. Looks like this one didn't make it. All right, well, let's see if we can get on top of here. If we just hop up and use my parkour skills. All right, let's wedge our way around here. And all right, don't Jeb. All right, Jeb, don't fall. Hey, what's this? Rotors. I don't know what rotors are, but we got 32 of them. And modular frames. I have no idea what those are, but we got some of those. Hey, I recognize those iron plates. Open drop pod. Okay. It says we need iron rods to unlock this, so okay. And we get a hard drive.
Damaged hard drive successfully acquired. All pioneers are contractually obliged to preserve and secure any recovered hard drives for future analysis, which may result in benefits to the Fix-It mission. Speculation as to why there are crashed freighters in your Fix-It designated zone is discouraged as specified in your contract.
We're not allowed to talk about... I mean... Are we gonna find a dead body? All right, there's some concrete we can pick up. Anything else? There's something over there. Well, reinforced plates. Hey. All right, I think that's all the doodads that we have. So evidently there's multiple of these things around here, and when we're dealing with it, there's stuff that we can pick up. Loot, so to speak, and we can fall X amount without taking much damage, right? So don't worry about, hopping down. I think that's everything over here. We'll run around just to make sure there's no more goodies on the ground that we can bring back to the spaceship. Nope. Doesn't appear to be so. All right, so I'm gonna head back to the hub, and we're gonna talk about how we're gonna unlock the foundations. Right, we need foundations. All right, we're back home. To unlock foundations, we're gonna need 20 wire, 50 screws, and 50 concrete. All right, we know how to make all these things. In return, we're gonna get a lookout tower, some foundations, ramps, walls, and 10 inventory slots. I'm more excited about the 10 inventory slots than anything because we're getting a little full right here. So let's come up here to the top really quick, because this is kind of where I do a lot of my thinking. And we've got all these buildings over here that we need to do. So let me pull up my Spacepad really quick and show you what it is that I'm thinking. All right, so here's the Spacepad, and I was doing some figuring on what we can lay out here. So basically what I've got is we've got the miner, right? We can take the miner, and we got two 60 belts that we can feed into a crusher. The crusher we can feed into, each crusher we can feed into a smelter. So there's one there. We can take the stone, put it into a constructor to make concrete, and then feed it into a box, right? After this, it takes the crush and turns it into an impure ingot. We can run the impure ingot into a constructor to make plates. And one will send the plates into a box. The other one will send it in another constructor to make sheets, to put it in a box. And basically, I looked at this. That's going to run about 41 megawatts what we'll end up getting is 20 iron plates, 14.17 times 2 concrete, whatever that's almost not what, 8.25, and 25 iron sheets. Right now it's the best setup that we can do, just due to the simple fact that we don't have mergers and splitters and stuff like this, and honestly, I don't want to carry stuff around, so this is kind of the plan of attack for right now. So let me put the Spacepad away, and let's figure out how we're going to get this going. Alright, so let me go ahead and make a list of everything that we need. So obviously we're going to need one more crusher, we're going to need 4 constructors, we're going to need 4 boxes. We're probably gonna need, I don't know, maybe 6 power poles and let's say 12 wires, just to be on the safe side. That might be overkill. And then we also need belts of some sort or another, so I'm just gonna throw 100 just to be on the safe side. And by doing that, we have a list over here on the side, right? Well, hang on a second, I'll show you the list. Yo, come here. I've got a list of what we need to be able to make this happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and this stuff has been running. So I should have, yeah, I got some iron and you know, I got iron and copper ingots to work on. So let me go ahead and bang this out really quick. I'll handcraft all this stuff, and when I get this done, we'll be right back. And you know what, while I'm doing this would probably be a good time to give a shout out to the farmhands. If you don't know what the farmhands is, the farmhands are the channel supporters. It's a good way of supporting the channel and, you know, helping me out a little bit. So let's give a shout out to those guys. Yo, I want to give a shout out to all the farmhands out there. You guys' support and love is amazing. It inspires me to continue to make content for you guys, and you guys rock. All right, we're back. It didn't take too terribly long to do that, but I'll be honest, I'm tired of handcrafting, right? All right, we got some box. What's in the box? So if you can't pick everything up, it'll leave a little box. All right, I don't need that right now, and I can get rid of that, and there, we can pick all that up. Better yet, let me get all the biomass out of my pocket, because that may be an occurring thing. So if you hold control and click, you can shift everything of that one type out of your and move the inventory. So that's a very cool thing to know about. So let's pick all this stuff up, and then we'll pick that up, and pick that up, and we'll pick that up, and we'll just kind of lay this out, right? So the plan was to put 2 crushers out, so we'll just kind of, you know, just kind of like that. And then after the crushers, we need, let's see, 2 constructors, and oh good lord, I think the stone comes out of the right side. Let's see if I'm right. I could be wrong. And if that's the case, then we'll have to move them. But yeah, here. Now we need 2 smelters, and put 1 there, and we'll put 1 there. And then we need a couple of boxes. And can I jump? Yes, I can. All right, so there's 1 box over there, and we'll line this box up over here, kind of like that. Then we need a couple more constructors, just like it showed in the little plan, right? So there's one, and then we need one over here somewhere-ish. And if I hit F and the center mouse, I can make a copy, and we can drop one box off there, 2 boxes there. And if I did everything right, we can replicate what was on the Spacepad. So all I got to do now is take some belts and feed a belt into there, feed a belt into there. It doesn't matter which one. Now these belts do matter, so there's one there, one there, one there, one there. I know it doesn't look all that great, but it's fine. All we can do is straight belt things, so that's all we're gonna do is straight belt things. Put that there, here to there, and from here to there, and from... Okay, everything's belted. So the next thing we need to do is we need to give everything recipes. This is gonna make crushed stearite. This one's gonna make crushed stearite. This will make impure iron ingots with the same thing as this. This will make concrete. The other one will make concrete, if I can get to it. And then over here, this needs to make iron plates, which will turn around and make iron sheets. Iron plates make iron sheets. And then the last one over here is going to make iron plates. Okay, now all I have to do is power this all up. Now, the interesting thing about this is some of these new stuff daisy chains, right? So I can run that one to that one. So some of the new stuff daisy chains. I wish everything would daisy chain, but you know what? It doesn't work that way. So we'll just kind of, you know, do like so. And then we'll run this pole over here to this side to deal with these. And one's there. Yeah, talk to me, Goose. One's there. And then over here, put that there, and then we'll run this back up to the hub. All right, we've got 2 biomass burners on the back of the hub that we can use. So if I put one there to there, and from one there to there, we can kind of look at the power supply, and the power supply is going to tell us, all right, what's our max consumption? 39.5 if everything's moving full blast. It's not going to move full blast. I can tell you that right now. Capacity is, well, if we look at these bad boys, they should be 20 each. Yes, 20 each if we fill them up. So let's get some biomass in here. They'll take a stack of 200. And we're going to need both of them. So there's 200 for you. And we're like Oprah. You get some and you get some. And if we look at this, we have a capacity of 40. It says our max consumption is 39.5, which basically means that everything that we've got, we're missing one. We're missing one. There. So technically now we're over, right? We have a maximum consumption of 43.5 with a capacity of 40. So if all of this is running at 100%, we will break our breaker, right? However, it's not going to run at 100% because simply this, right? This is going to put out 60 a minute it just takes 60 a minute, and it'll put out 60 a minute. But when we get over here, this is only going to take in 30 a minute. So eventually this is going to slow down to half speed. That'll slow down to half speed. And because these are slowing down to half speed, that'll slow down to half speed. But at this point, that's the best that we can do. So if we go down the production line and, oh, hang on a second. Let's use this. Oh no. Why did you break? I know why it broke. So, all right, hang on a second. Now we have to jump. Thank you. Fall down. All right, so I'm gonna have to make one more biomass burner. So we do have that. It's gonna take 10 plates, 12 rods, 15 wire, and 4 bus bars. I almost have everything we need. Let me go bang it out really quick. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. And I know what happened is that it hasn't backed up, so it's gonna take all the draw that we need. So what we'll have to do is we'll just have to put another one of these bad boys down. Now the cool thing about the biomass burners is they can be belt fed, right? So, and these actually give you 30 megawatts. So at this point, now put that in there, hit that, and we should have no problem. 70, right? Even when maxed out, we are golden. All right, so now we did that. Let's jump up in the air and let's just take a look at how this is working, right? So as you see, right, the ore is coming in to these crushers. The crushers are turning it into crushed stone and crushed stirrite. The crushed stirrites turn into ingots. We've got a trickle of concrete coming out. This is making plates going into the box, and that's changing it into sheets. So that's the whole production line doing what it is that we intended it to, which is amazing. All right, now if I can figure out how to get out of the sky, I got to double tap. All right, cool. I wish I was on 1.1 where I could use the drone, but you know what? We just have to do it the way we're doing it. Okay, now that we've got our production line going, let's look at this and go, all right, base building. What do we need? And okay, we just need a little bit more wire, a little bit more screws. All right, so put that in there, put that in there, put that in there. So we need 17 more wire and 3 more screws. That shouldn't be too terribly hard, right? Well, hang on a second. All right. Even though we're not making everything that we need down here, right? We can come in here and grab some ingots, right? It's backloading. We'll take some ingots out of here. We don't need the concrete. So even though we're not making the rods and the wire and the screws, we can. All right, I'm gonna tell myself. I ducked. I physically ducked as I went underneath that thing. Do you guys do that sometimes too? Or is it just a me thing? All right, so we need that, and then a little bit more wire. Is that everything? All right. Is that everything we need? Two more wire, please. All right, fine, 2 more. All right, yo. All right, talk to me, Goose. All right, so now we have unlocked foundations. If we hit the Q button, we can look. We also have wind turbines. We'll talk about that later. The only reason why I haven't talked about it is because it uses advanced stuff like rotors or stuff like that. And unless we find it, yeah, we're kind of out of luck for right now. So under there's our lookout tower. We have foundations, and the foundations take concrete, steel plates, or not steel plates, iron plates, and iron sheets to make foundations, right? And we're going to need a lot of foundations. Okay. Just who put one and one together? Who's put one and one together and realized that I purposely built this, right? Look, concrete, iron sheets, and iron plates, right? The three things that we need to make foundations. All right, I'll tell on myself. I knew going in ahead of time that I was going to need those things to be able to make foundations. So I laid it out. I laid it all out. But the beautiful thing is, everything that we need to make foundations comes off an iron node, right? So we're setting beautifully. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get me a cup of space coffee really quick, and we're just going to let this, burn for a little bit, and we'll get enough to make, well, let's see, maybe 200 foundations. Is that a good start? Q, how many foundations do we want? Let's do, well, actually I can't do 200, but what I can do is I can do 100 there, and I can do 100 here, and that'll give me a list for 200. So basically, let's see, how close are we to getting everything that we need? We may be closer than I thought. Okay. That's gonna be the hold up. So yeah, all right. Let me go get a cup of space coffee really quick, and we'll chill out in the the hub while this is brewing, and I'll bring you back when I've got enough to lay the foundations down. All right, guys, I'm back from getting my space coffee, and I think we have everything that we needed. I built one of these lookout towers just to see what it is, and it's exactly that. It's a lookout tower, pretty big, and you can pretty much put them anywhere you want. So they're super cool in my opinion. So let's get over here and grab the rest of the iron plates that we need. Boom. And all right, I can clear my to-do list really quick because I don't like it when I have stuff out there. It sets my nut meter off, yo. All right, so we're gonna come over here and we're gonna put foundations down, right? Because we want to build our base on foundations and stuff like that. It's just easier to line up machines and everything. And I was looking around here and I was just like, all right, where's the best place I can kind of put it on? I was thinking about that rock right over there. A little too high. I think this is the rock that we want to go off of. And I just put this ramp up here to basically come up here, and we can build off of here, right? However, before we build off of here, I want to show you something about the foundations. So let me put the foundations on my hotbar. Let's see, 5. And basically you can put a foundation any way you want, anywhere you want, right? And I'll build that. And and I'll put one here. And you're just like, well, Jab, well, hang on a second. If you put them anywhere you want, they don't line up, right? And if you hit R, you can zoop them, and you'd be like, yeah, they don't line up. However, there's a trick to this. So if I hit F and hit Control and delete all of these, if I hit shift, or no, control. All right, you see how I got it here, and when I control it, snaps it to a place. So let me put one there. And then let's go out here and put one there and one there. Now, if I zoop these, right, you're gonna find out that, hey, look, they all match up. There's this thing called a world grid. So as long as you put it on the world grid, they'll all match up. They all may not be the same height, but they will match up this way. So, you know, when you're building, I suggest putting things on the world grid. It makes it easier for things to match up, because if everything's on the world grid, you can connect everything to everything. All right, now that I've said that, let's come over here. What I want to do is I want to get this, put it out here. We'll hit control to put it on the world grid. And, you know, hang on a second. I want it at the highest point. There. There's one. And all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put 10, because 10 is the maximum I can zoop them. And we'll just go 10 that way. And just, you know, hey, let's just make a big platform. Zubing is amazing. It's not as good as the blueprint, but we don't have blueprints right now. So let's just, you know, throw this out there. So what do we got so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, actually it was 10, so I should know it's 10. So there we go. There's 10 out there. Let's see. Well, it's actually 11. I'm liking how this is looking. So if 10 is good that way, we can kind of, actually I want to go more this way. So let's get 10 more going this way, just so I can show you, you know, how easy it is, right? You just, boom, hit it. Oh, now sometimes you'll miss, and, you know, just back out of it, throw another one down, it'll be fine. But just like that, easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, we've used up all our materials. We've thrown 200 out. So this is basically, you know, this is where our starting stuff is going to be. But before we do that, we need to unlock a couple more things, right? So I was looking at these, and these miners, right? We're making impure ingots, and it's 30 for 30, and that's not very good. So we're gonna have to find a way of getting a better smelting rate. We also need to get logistics going, but I don't know which is more important at this point. So we're gonna go into the hub, and we're gonna look at our options really quick and see what we have. So we have ore sorting, and basically this says well, hang on a second. Used to separate crushed ores into the primary, secondary, and tertiary components. Different sorting tiers have different requirements for inputs as air and water. Okay, solid output, the first output is on the right. We'll come back, and the second's on the left. All right, cool. So I'm guessing that this crushed iron is, well, it's not an impure ingot, so it's a better ingot. I'm thinking that this will solve our smelting issues. If we go into logistics will give us the ability to make splitters and mergers and stuff like that. But the problem with that is we need the ability to make rotors, and rotors are locked behind the part assembly. Now we do have some rotors. I don't know if we have enough for that. there's a part of me I'd like to be able to unlock this so we can lay out our stuff, but I think this is going to be our next thing. And well, hang on a second, let me look in my pocket. We have 32 rotors, so you know what, I think that we'll do ore sorting and we'll unlock logistics right on our next the next time we get together. It's lunchtime and I got a little rumbly in my tumbly, and I feel like this is a perfect place to put a stop. So hey guys, if you've made it this far, man, you guys are rock stars and I really appreciate it. Much love to you. If I don't see you guys in between now and this weekend, have a fantastic week, and as always, happy farming.